All right, Shalom. This is Ahara 1 by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Ha Rakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwati, my children, that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of this earth. All right. What you're looking at in the background is a picture, which is actual videos, a still shot of it was the world's first nuclear test. The world's first nuclear test. All right, so this was the changing of the game, changing of the level of battle and war. All right. So, and this was done in New Mexico. Let me get this precept real quick, because and the focus of this lesson is going to be the nuclear winds, the blast, what the Most High is talking about, comparing it to his breath that he could just breathe on this earth and destroy people and turn them into ash. This is what happened. This is what would happen if the Lord was to just blast people with his breath. Probably worse than that. But he had it to manifest through the minds of these Temanites, these Edomites, to bring about this chemical reaction inside the Earth's atmosphere. And this was the first time man had reached this type of level. All to bring about Yahweh's judgment. So this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle, see all the battles of the ancient times, the first world war with Abraham, fighting against those Hamites, all the way up until now. All right. So it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. All right, so the Most High even created that. The garments rolled in blood in the battles on this earth. He could have started everybody off creating nukes, put it in their minds to do it. But instead, he put it in stages all the way up until now. All the way up until World War II, World War I, World War II. You know? Esau's findings in how to harness electricity. How to split atoms. All right, how to speed up small mass or molecules or mass and object, try to speed it up to almost the speed of light to create energy in this atmosphere. This is what the Most High put into the hands and the minds of these wicked people on this earth, Esau. So this was the first time they initiated one, a nuclear test. All right. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. It says, all right, because that was what, close-up wars. People were fighting wars face to face. You know, they would have boulders that they would launch at each other, and fireballs, soaking whatever in tar and launching that over somebody's wall. Right, just like they burned down the walls of Babylon, but it wasn't like destructive like a nuke. Just tear down some damn upholstery. That's. But anyway, so Man has advanced. There you go. Yep. So he said, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that's what the Most High's aim. The burning and the fuel. The fuel represents that chemical reaction, and then fire, and then the process of it, how it creates light that can, in the heat, instantly, that turns somebody into ashes, burn their shadow into the ground or to the wall, wherever. And then the nuclear winds clean them off the damn earth, scatter them like chaff. And then the radiation. Whew, man. So this battle, this last war, is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Nuclear war. But with that fuel of fire comes something else. Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith Yahweh, saith the Most High, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. So today, America's Babylon. This is the focus. This is the main place where the salvation is going to take place. Because we're going to have to get out of here because of destruction. You know, from the nuclear blast. All right. And I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. So the Lord going to raise up these nations. Let's get it. And I will send unto Babylon fanners, meaning strangers or foreigners, foreign nations like Russia, China, Iran, all these other nations, that shall fan her, right? Basically attack this place and scatter it, put it in fear, and shall empty her land. See, they're going to empty this place. This place is going to be turned into a sea of glass. Actually, lava first. You know? But ultimately, it's going to be a sea of glass, man. So it's something different. You have different levels of nukes as well. The initial atomic bomb that they dropped, I think they used, they tested plutonium to drop on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I think uranium was the original atom that they used to split, you know, to split the atom with fission. All right, to take uranium, hit it with a small atom, kind of like hitting the earth with the moon, and then imagine it cracking into all kind of different places and scattering all over the place. That creates energy in this atmosphere. So that's what they did with uranium. They hit it with an atom, broke it all over the place, and caused, it mixed it with other elements like, what's the other one they use? Hydrogen, I think. And then for this test here, that happened on July 16th, 1945, if I'm not mistaken, a few months before they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And the reason they rushed to do this test right here that I'm about to show you, is because they wanted to beat Stalin to the punch. Stalin, I think what was his name? Stalin? Yeah, Stalin with Russia. He wanted to go into Japan, you know, Russia, and they were going to take Japan. So America didn't want that. Even though Russia and America were allies at that time, they were known as the Allies. So to beat Russia to the punch, they had to go. They hurry up and tested this nuke in the deserts of New Mexico. They had to find somewhere away from people, which they thought there were no animals and people out there, but they were actually Mexican dance schools in the vicinity of the little girls. A lot of people died. They found a lot of animals dead. The little girls that was at these schools nearby this nuclear blast, after the nuclear fallout, they thought it was raining or snowing. So in the desert, So they ran out in the snow and jumped in the water like a little lake because it was falling into the lake. And the snow, they touched their face, all over their face. They rubbed it on their face, and they said it was hot and it was burning. And then none of them made it past that day. They all died, thinking that it was snowing, but it was actually nuclear ash, radiation. All right, so this blast was very important. This test right here, July 16th, 1945. This was the beginning of the nuclear age, man. The nuclear arms race between Russia and America. All right, the moment America became that target for the other nations to compete with. So the Lord said he's the one raising up against this place a destroying wind, man. 200 million of these? Shit. Destroying wind. That was going to scatter the people in the heat and the blast, the power from that blast. The light itself is blinding. All right? And the radiation exposure. So let's play it real quick. Hope we don't get no copyright strike, but it's just a blast sound. So, but the Lord is the one that put it into the mind of these heathens to create this in this atmosphere. And it's a destroying wind, and you're gonna see why. Watch how strong it is compared to a tornado or a hurricane. Or G-force winds. Check this out. Look at that. Just look at this. That one right there always get me. I'm like, this is how people gonna be in their house. Like, look how this wind take them houses away. Picture, they tell you to hunker down and hide behind the couch. Right. Hide under your desk and tuck your head between your legs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is an example. Right. All right. So yeah, that's that picture. Now you can see that's somebody's house in a nuclear blast, and this was light work. That was just a test, small test, not to be comparable to what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And Hiroshima and Nagasaki has nothing to compare to what's about to happen now soon, with the level of nukes that they have. And the mixture that they put together with it, with plutonium and hydrogen and all that, uranium. Jeremiah 50:28, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our power, the vengeance of his temple, that's the elect. Call together the archers against Babylon. See, the Lord is calling together the BRICS nations, Russia, China, Iran, right? All ye that bend the bow against it, Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. See that? Nobody gonna escape, man, from this. Recompense her according to their works, according to all that she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. All right, so it says what? All the nations are bending the bow, getting it ready for their missiles to be shot over here. Nuclear missiles. It said, none thereof shall escape. That's right. The Lord even talks about melting people in it. I'm not going to get that, but he said, I will leave you there and melt you. This test was called the world's first nuclear test. And it was done on July 16th, 1945. It was called the Trinity. All right, and the reason they call it Trinity is because of the thing they call it trinitite, which represents the sea of glass that we keep talking about. The ground after this blast hit, where the initial blast was hit at, it turned the ground into green glass. It turned the sand into green glass. They call it trinitite. So, the world's first nuclear explosion occurred on July 16, 1945, when a plutonium explosion device was tested at a site located 210 miles south of Los Alamos, New Mexico, on the plains of Alamogordo bombing range, known as the Jornada del Muerto. The code name for the test was Trinity. All right, hoisted atop a 100-foot tower, right? They didn't want to put it on the ground, because if they'd have put it on the ground, it would have blew everything into the air from the ground. Instead, they wanted it to be in the air so they can picture how it would be blowing up over a city. A plutonium device was called Gadget detonated at precisely 5:30 a.m. over the New Mexico desert, releasing 18.6 kilotons of power. Don't even know what the hell that is. That's powerful. Instantly vaporizing the tower and turning the surrounding asphalt and sand into green glass called trinitite. Seconds after the explosion, an enormous blast sent searing heat across the desert. That's the winds, knocking observers to the ground. Sheesh, man. Reports from witnesses came from as far as 200 miles away. A forest ranger 150 miles west of the blast said he saw a flash of fire, an explosion, and black smoke. Everything the Bible speaks of, the black smoke. I just did a lesson on that. I'm going to do another one. The nuclear fallout and the smoke. Going to blot out the sun. All right. An individual 150 miles north said the explosion lighted up the sky like the sun. All right, so a U.S. Navy pilot flying at 10,000 feet near Albuquerque, New Mexico, said it lit up the cockpit of his plane and was like the sun rising in the south. When he radioed Albuquerque Air Traffic Control for an explanation, he was simply told, "Don't fly south." After the test, the Alamogordo Air Base issued a press release that stated simply, a remotely located ammunition magazine containing a considerable amount of high explosives and pyrotechnics exploded. So they'd be lying. They'd try to say a warehouse with equipment blew up. That's what you've been hearing lately, even now. But it was really a test. But there was no loss of life or limb to anyone. They lying. The actual cause of the blast was not disclosed until after the U.S. bombing of Hiroshima, Japan on August 6th. Damn, it's deep. The success of the Trinity test meant an atomic bomb could be used by the U.S. military, and it marked the start of the atomic age. This marked the beginning of the nuclear age, man. You see that? So this is that trap that the Lord was setting for America. All right? I may have to do a lesson on that too, Yahweh. But I want to stick to the point of this lesson. Okay, so it's about them destroying winds. Job 21:17. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, man? Over time, we've always seen the Lord destroy the wicked. And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? Yahweh distributeth sorrows in his anger. That's what this is, sorrows and hell. Hell on earth. This is the representation of the Lord's anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. That's what you see on the screen. That dust, that's going to be people. Going to burn them up and then blow them away like chaff. Chaff is just like dust or grains or a bunch of leaves that are broken up and then the wind just blow it away, or ashes. You know, ashes on the ground or pollen and shit. Little grains of sand. All right, that's the chaff. And the Lord's going to turn these human bodies into chaff, man. And that's scary. And then when they turn into chaff, that's not it. First, they're going to feel that heat, see each other's faces blowing up and burning, like we just saw. And then they're going to turn into ash, and the dust, like Lot's wife, a pillar of salt, and then the blast going to blow them away. There's going to be a lava pit. A lake of fire. All right, so with that being said, let's get this real quick. All right, let's go to Matthew 7. It says, Matthew 7, and let's start from trying to get to the point. Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. See, people that claim to be picking up the Bible, claim to be prophets, claim to be men of the Lord, claim they know the name of the Lord, but they still calling on Jesus, like IUIC, these churches. The Lord gonna say, I never knew you. I don't know you. I never heard it. I don't have no knowledge of you. I never sent you to reap the reward. They prepare a table unto their troop, unto their pagan idols, you know, for riches and for wealth, right? So the Lord is making a separation as we speak. And the Bible says he's going to gather the wheat into his barn. The wheat represents the elect. Right? And the tares and the chaff, they're going to be left to burn and be destroyed. So we don't want to be in that number. We want to be in the number of the elect. Have substance. Purpose. Matthew 7:22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? Especially these church pastors. Looking back, that ain't my damn name. People saying Yahweh, Yeshua, Yohei Wahe, his name don't matter. People saying Jesus, all these Allah, all these different names. You know, they in Ramadan right now. And Yahweh Shai gonna say, I never knew none of y'all. You know? He never he don't know you. He don't have no knowledge of you. He never came in and supped with you. All right? And in thy name have cast out devils. That's these church folks. They really be putting demons on people. You know, casting out devils. They casting devils on them. On the, on the left hand side. And in thy name done many the wonderful works. How you go to church folks? What the first thing they say? I seen my pastor. He cast out demons before. What do you think of that? But he did it in the name of Jesus. So that was on the left hand side. All right, and he was casting demons on those people. Just because somebody calmed down, I don't mean the demons off of them. The scriptures say one demon leave, come back with like 100 more. So it says, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. The Lord said, I had no knowledge of you, man. I never sent you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So the people that are working wickedness, thinking that they're doing it. Let's get that. Get this real quick. Proverbs 14:12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. That's right, man. All right, so let's get that. That's right. So people think they're serving the Lord, but they're really serving their own hearts. They're serving the devil. They're serving the spiritual demon, Satan. They're serving idols, right? And the Lord said, I don't know you. The devil will be like, I know you. Howard Shotgun said, yeah, he know you over there. I don't know you. Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, and shall devour the adversaries. Not just these churches, but people that claim to be in this truth too, claim to be Israelites, like IUIC. They know, he knew, people like Nate from IUIC, their leader, he knew the Most High's name. He knows the Most High's name. He knows about the laws, but they're still not doing it correctly. All right? So they have a fearful looking for of indignation and fiery indignation and judgment. All right, so the Lord gonna say, I never knew you to these people. Let's get that. This is Jeremiah 23:16. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts of the heavenly armies, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. See that? These false prophets, they make the people vain, man. They speak a vision of their own heart. Right? Like Nate, I think the new one, he's saying that Israel not going to make it in the kingdom or something like that. So they, IUIC, ISUPK, they saying the mark of the beast is Christianity or an embargo. They prophesying what? Visions of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahweh. It's not thus saith the Lord. Not it, that's not what they're teaching is not what Yahweh said. They say still unto them that despise me, Yahweh have said. See that? Say, they go to our people and they say, yeah, the Most High said this when he didn't say it. They're lying to our people. They'll say this to them: ye shall have peace. What's that? That manifest destiny doctrine. Have love in your heart and everything will be love. Look at Diddy. He changed his name to Love, following after TD Fakes. I think his name, what's his name? Pound Town or some shit? Power Bottom. So he learned from that dude. And he changed his name to Love. So they say that they'll have peace. And they say, unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of their own heart, no evil shall come upon you, man. Especially the LGBT movement and the Baal, Lucifer, Molech movement, BLM. They, it says God accepts you as you are. That ain't true, man. All right, so this is the first duty of man. All right. That's what we're supposed to do. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, big ass fingers. All right, tremble. That's right, Psalms 2 and 11. Serve Yahweh with fear. So you're supposed to fear the Most High. And rejoice with trembling. All right? So they don't fear the Lord. This is the beginning of wisdom. This is the first thing you're supposed to know, to fear him, man. When you go out, you're supposed to have respect. Not saying, yeah, he accept me as I am. All right. So these churches are lying to people as manifest destiny. Sow a seed, give me your money, and the Lord will take care of you. The Lord is love. He loves everyone, the whole world to be saved. He accepts you as you are, come as you are, you know. So they say no evil shall come upon you. For who have stood in the counsel of Yahweh, and have perceived and heard his word? That's the elect, the prophets. Who have marked his word and heard it? All right. That's why scripture say, mark the perfect man. And also mark them that cause division, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned. So it's two-sided. Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is going forth in fury. Yeah. Today, spiritually, that whirlwind, the atomic nuclear blast. Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is going forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. All right, so in this sense, spiritually, scripture say all the ways of Esau are grievous, and they came up with this grievous missile, the waster to destroy. And the Lord created the blacksmith that created it, the scientist. And it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. So it's going to fall upon their own head. That's in the scriptures. This shall fall upon their own pate. They've dug a ditch, and they're going to fall into the ditch that they've dug. They've bent the bow and made their arrows ready. So the Lord made all the nations prepare their arrows and archers against America. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. See that? So, now, behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. We doing it now? Sheesh. I have not sent these prophets. See, the Lord ain't dealing with 2/3 and these false prophets. That's what the point is. You shall know them by their fruits. They built their house upon sand, and this is how it's going to look in that day. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. See, they running in the race, But the Lord said, I ain't send you. You building upon, um, falsely building upon the Lord's foundation, claiming to be men of the Lord, wolves in sheep's clothing. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. All right? So the Lord ain't speaking to these people, man, if they're not speaking correctly, not blowing the trumpet correctly, giving off the proper vibration, the sound, truth and doctrine, and prophecy, and testimony. If they're not doing that in truth, then it's all a lie. Running the race backwards and shit. So this is what the Lord said is going to happen to them. That have built up their houses upon sand, built up their congregation, their churches, built their followers up. It says here, Matthew 7:7, 7:23, then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. See that? It should make sense. They're doing nothing but working iniquity, teaching lies, teaching in false names, teaching false prophecies, false divinations, vanity. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, go out to teach the truth plainly, keep the laws to the best of your ability, teach the name of the Lord in truth and testimony, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And that's what we're doing now. We're building. Edification means to build. And now, let me see something real quick. It says, and the rain descended. So that rock, let's get that real quick. All right, so we built our house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Now let's get that real quick. The rain. It said the rain fell, right? Let's get that. All right, let's deal with this. Where it says the rain descended. This is prophetic. I mean, the prophecies. The rain descended. The floods came and the winds blew. Check this out. That rain is talking about judgment. Genesis 19:26. Then Yahweh rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven, and overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. All right. But his wife, Lot's wife, looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And what did the Lord say? Remember Lot's wife, don't look back. But check this out. So that was an example of what the Lord shall do to the ungodly, that shall live in the manner of the Sodomites and the wicked. All right, let's deal with the rain descended. Psalms 11. Let's get verse 5. Okay. Verse 4. Yahweh is in his holy temple, man, out in the heavens, out beyond space. Yahweh's throne is in heaven, in the spirit around the fourth dimension. His eyes behold, his eyelids. So the Most High has eyelids. They try the children of men. So he's looking at everybody like, Yahweh trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, man. So not just the fire, but it's going to be traps upon this earth and judgments. Snares such as the atomic age. That was a snare that the Lord laid upon Esau in this place, America. And Jake and these heathens that love this place. That's a snare. All right, a snare is laid for thee in the earth, and thou art taken. That's what the Most High said. I have laid a snare for thee. So upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. That's the winds again that you see right here. Just a reminder. So let's get that. Yeah. All right. It says what? Horrible horrible fire, brimstone. He shall rain snares of, snares of fire, brimstone, and a horrible tempest. That's this. That's that chemical reaction that the Lord created to happen within the earth's atmosphere and upon these people. This shall be the portion of their cup. Man, all right. So that's the rain. The rain descended, and the winds blew, and they beat upon that house. Meaning the elect are going to be here all up until that destruction. This is 1 Peter 4 and 18. No, it's 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. So all these false prophets, the Lord going to judge them first. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh, like these Christians and these Muslims, atheists, LGBT, all these different letter movements. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, the elect scarcely make it, they're going to be pulled through the fire. Where shall the ungodly and the sinner be? All right. That's right, man. So they try to say the whole world going to be saved. Well, how they going to be saved? Where? What place is it for them? The Lord said this shall be their cup. They're going to drink of that cup, which is destruction. All right, this is Zechariah 13 and 9. Actually 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and not just by the missiles, but just judgments over time up until the destruction. But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire. So the elect, the 1/3 are going to be brought through the fire, through the destruction. They're going to see the destruction too. And we'll refine them as silver is refined. See, the furnace of adversity, and then ultimately the physical manifestation of the furnace. It's going to be the nuclear missiles. And I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. Right? They said we're going to be pulled through the fire. Let's get this Psalms 91 and 8-7. Let's start from 1. Because this represents a man that's building his house upon the rock, and that rock is Yahushua. Instead of upon sand, a weak foundation. Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I remember I had that vision, or I heard a voice in my ear a long time ago. It said, keep your mind on me. Keep your mind on me. Remember that secret place I gave you. And this verse, years later, it helped to make sense to me. The secret place is this truth. That's our hiding place. The secret place is the Lord's name, Yahweh, His Son, Yahushua. That's that secret place. It's a mystery to the world. All right. Those that dwell in the secret place, basically at the altar, in the presence of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, under his protection. I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. All right? Not no bunker, not in your guns, your weapons, whatever. You're going to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Not your school desk that they always tell people to duck under and tuck their head between their legs and kiss their ass goodbye if nuclear missiles hit. But us, we will say of Yahweh, he is our refuge. See, he is our house. And our house is built upon Yahushua, the rock. And my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, the trap that Esau is setting, the snare, and from the noisome pestilence, all right, the destruction. And he shall cover thee with feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. All right, so he's going to cover thee with his chariots, or with his angels. And under his wings, under the chariots, under his protection, we're going to trust as well, just like we did coming out of Egypt. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. The truth is going to be our protection, not the lies of this world. That's like going out into a battle or going to block an inferno or fire with a plastic shield. All right. Shield and buckler. Your buckler represents that little tiny shield that the ancient fighters would have. They have a big shield and they have a little tiny shield that they keep close to them. That's a buckler. Thou shalt be afraid. Thou shalt not be afraid. The Lord, he's going to take away our fear. Because something's going to happen to where we're going to get an example that no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. These missiles, nothing. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, all right, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. That's the arrows represent the missiles. In the height of the World War III, the missiles going to be flying, and the elect are not going to be afraid of it. All right, and the gangs and the wars, the civil war that's coming, the riots, we're not going to be afraid of that, because the Lord going to do something to give his elect men confidence, okay, to help to boost their confidence and faith. This is the point. 1,000 shall fall at thy side. That means the elect going up into the chariots. That's why the scriptures say. Let's get that real quick before I keep going. Revelations 15 and 1, 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass, that's the firmament, mingled with fire. So it's going to be mingled with fire. The mushroom cloud is going to go all the way past the clouds, all the way up into the atmosphere. And the elect going to be brought through that or above that, taken up into the chariots in the blink of an eye. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, the MOTV, and over Esau, and over the number of his name, this new world order, standing on the sea of glass, having harps of Yahweh, man. Man. All right, so that's that sea of glass going to be mingled with that fire. The fire going to be unbearable. But the Lord said this, Psalms 91 and 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand. That's why people say, yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I'm going to be in the chariot looking down and see you. You ain't going to, we just going to know If I pray I'm of the elect, but the elect are just gonna know. We ain't gonna be holding on to grudges and shit. Like, yeah, man, I know that motherfucker down there. There you go. I see you running. It ain't gonna be like that, unless the Lord give us those superhuman eyes and we can see it. But by that time, you're gonna be worrying about personal things that happen. That's why the Lord said, "Vengeance is His." He gonna be dealing with that. He's the one taking note of what everyone's done to you. And that day, you're just gonna be thankful that your name is written in heaven, and you're gonna look down and know that the Lord has done righteous judgment, and that the wicked, the scoffers, all of them didn't make it. You're gonna know that, especially by the destruction. All right, so 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. All right, therefore shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And the fire, this destruction represents a plague too. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, and they shall keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, in the chariots, grip you up into the chariot. The angels, they're gonna grab you into the chariots, beam you up and snatch you into the chariots. To keep thee in all thy ways, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Make sure you don't fall back to the damn earth. Whew. So, so let's go back to here. That's right. Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever hearkeneth, heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Let's see what that is. All right. This is Deuteronomy 32. This ain't the one I want, but it's cool. I'm gonna get this real quick. Deuteronomy 32:30. How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and Yahweh had shut them up? Right. That's when the Lord turned against us for us for being wicked, and He let the nations come against us. For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. That's right. That's not the one I wanted. That's right, man. So Yahweh is our mountain, our rock, and Yahweh Shai is our rock that Yahweh created for us to build and to find safety. All right. He's also our rock during the times of Moses that Moses spoke of, prophetically, when he cracked the rock and he hit it too many times past what the Lord said. He was only supposed to hit it once. But he cracked the rock and the water gushed out. That rock represents Yahweh Shai and the affliction that the Lord put on him once for the Spirit to flow to us. He's also the rock, he said, the stumbling stone for 2/3 and a rock of recompense. All right, but he's our rock, our foundation stone. Now, and a rock of safety. Okay, so when you build a house, you want to build it into the bedrock or dig down deep into the soil and dig into the stone. All right. 2 Samuel 22:32. For who is our power save Yahweh? And who is a rock save our power? God is my strength and power, and He maketh my way perfect. All right, so that's our rock. Let's go back to Matthew's, and it explains more detail. Yahweh Shai. That's right. Where is it at? Find this first. This is 1 Corinthians 10:1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all of our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. That's the ones that witnessed and experienced the deliverance of the Exodus and the Passover, which the Passover is coming up again. And they were under the cloud, meaning under the chariot. They trusted under Yahweh's wings. Just like today we're trusting under Yahweh, and passed through the sea. See, that went through the sea when the Lord said he made walls of water on both sides of us. And we passed through the so-called Red Sea. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And did all eat the same spiritual meat. See, that's today we eat the spiritual meat today. And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. See, that rock, the same one also, like Moses cracked the rock and the water gushed out. You see that? And that rock was Yahweh Shai. All right? So, but with many of them Yahweh was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be idolaters, calling on false names, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. That's what they're doing. They're out here playing around, like children, like kids. And we're piping unto them, and they're not dancing. All right? So I'm going to get back to the point. I can keep going. That whole chapter, 1 Corinthians 10, is some fire. Matthew 7. So the rain descended. So I explained what the rain is. It's talking about the judgment, the destruction. All right? His judgment shall fall like rain. And rain, fire, and brimstone. And the floods came. See, the floods coming. Check this out. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, Esau, shall come in like a flood, coming down with great wrath, because they know they got but a short time. Revelations chapter, I think, 6. All right. What's that? Revelations 5. Let me see real quick. All right. Yeah, Revelation 6, where it talks about the red horse, the pale horse, the black horse and the pale horse. There's Esau coming down with their wrath, using their sword. All right. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west. That's where we're at now, because we're prophesying over here in the name of Yahweh, and that destruction going to happen over here. So that fear is going to be over here, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. See, they're going to feel the fear here, and they're going to see the Lord's glory in the east. When the Lord shows up, these nations are going to be astonished. And then when the rest of these nations see the elect coming down out of the chariots, that's showing off the Lord's glory. But over here, it's going to be the Lord's destruction. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them. That standard going to be, touch not my anointed. All right. So, that's that flood, okay? The enemy shall come in rushing like a flood. Um, let's get this real quick. That's right. So it says, wait, matter of fact, right, man. So the enemy coming and rushing like a flood. Psalms 91. That's the martial law. The um, these what would you call it? Pandemics. Psalms 93 and 2. Thy throne is established of old. Thou art from everlasting, O Yahweh. The floods have lifted up. So these nations are lifting up, their plans. O Yahweh. The floods have lifted up their voice, pushing their new world order. The floods lifted up their waves. See, that's when they're moving to attack and devour. All right, about to fill their bellies. Yahweh on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, many nations. Yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. All right, so the Lord gonna stop their waves. Where is it at? That's right. So Job 28 and 11. He bindeth the floods from overflowing, and the thing that is hid bringeth he forth to light. All right. So I can keep going about how the Lord is going to bring in this destruction like a flood. And even Klaus Schwab, that heathen mole rat, he came out and said, it shall be like a flood. You see that? Floods start little by little and then overwhelm a person. Well, it's like it. So he said it should be like a flood. All right, so let's get back to this. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. All right, so this the rain, the flood. Matthew 7:25. And the rain descended, and the floods came. See? And the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And it said what? That's right. Again, 1 Corinthians 10:4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Yahushua. All right, so founded upon Yahushua. That's a wise man, and his house is not going to fall. That person, meaning that individual. Scripture says he's going to become like a protection from the. Let me get that. Sheesh. That's right. Isaiah 32:2. So it's not about the building that the man is going to be in. It's about that individual. Him. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. That wind is that destroying winds. This one right here. So, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, because that man is going to be hiding under the protection of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, and as the shadow of a great rock in in a weary land. So we're going to represent the shadow, that covering of Yahushua in this place. The great rock in a weary land. All right. So, and the winds blew. Do I got another one? The winds. That's right. So I got this one. Yep. I was raised up against Babylon, destroying wind. All right. Revelation 7:1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 hemispheres of the earth, holding the 4 winds, the destruction for coming from every direction, right on this place, America. And he cried with a loud voice, also like it, holding back the 4 winds, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, they controlling the destruction, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. All right, so that's what the Lord is waiting for the elect to be sealed. And these are the ones that's going to be exempt from this judgment, be protected from it, guarded from it. The same way Noah was told to make a vessel for the first death, for those elements which represented water, you would make a vessel, which would be a boat. For fire, you need a tower or protection, or to be taken out of the way of it. And that's what he has us doing, building. Like that game I keep talking about every time, man. Fortnite. You gotta build a house or a fort before the destruction comes. All right, so this is that damn 1 hour. So let me end this. All right, so 58 minutes left. All right, so let's get this real quick. Psalms. That's right, man. Psalms 91 and 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid by the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. That means the missiles, all right? ICBM missiles. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. All right, so yeah. Let me go ahead and wrap this up then. Yep. Because Matthew's 24:37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, just like now it's before the fire, the destruction. Before the flood, the Lord told Noah to build an ark. Before the fire, the Lord is telling us to build a spiritual house upon the rock, Yahushua. All right, a house of protection. He said he shall compass us as with a shield, man. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. So yeah, man. So it says here, Matthew 7:25, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew. It's going to happen, and beat upon that house. So the elect are going to be here all the way up until that point of the missiles hitting. Within that 1 hour of destruction upon this place, the elect going to be on the firmament on chariots, looking down at the destruction. And it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. All right, they're going to be saved. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which foreseeth the evil and pass on, and they become punished and destroyed. But if a wise man foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. All right. They shall be the ones that hear these sayings of the Lord and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and fell, and great was the fall of it. See, to fall with great Babylon, great shall be that person's fall as well. And great was the fall of it, with a great overthrow.